Revitalization is bringing a much-needed supermarket to the inner city. Officials say it'll help communities including Emerald Hills, Choice View, and Lincoln Park.
What's unique is the project is being planned and built by the people who live there.
Arts and culture have become very important to the work that residents of our community are doing in the village at Market Creek. It all began when Market Creek Plaza was being designed. In the beginning, we had architects that came out, and what they did was your normal plain building that you can see everywhere in the city. And so residents didn't like that. So what we did was we hired on local artists in our community to work from our cultures to work with the architects.
This process is more community driven. So some of the things that we found out is that architects need to be more flexible in their understanding of what the community really needs.
We all are trying to include kids, seniors, other artists to work with us. And I asked all of the teams to bring something from their culture, and when they put those textiles on the tables and they all stood there in silence and represented each one of their tapestries there, it would just made so much sense that that was one of the binding points.
What are the similarities in our cultures, I thought, and I found in many different cultures this gateway look.
Everything about the structure of the building and the art should be history in itself, so that when people are passing, they are getting a historical education.
Trying to design over this creek here, it would seem that it needs to have a much more of an earthy, a water look.
Shape these buildings in a way that it has more culture by adding the awnings, the balconies, the towers, something that looks Muslim, something that looks Christian, something that looks Asian. So it looks like the whole miniature of the world is in there. That would make it an attraction. To make it so different that people go there just because it's so different and attractive.
Through that process, it was decided that we needed to include public art in all of our developments, and that the art and architecture needed to be vibrant and reflect the cultural traditions and artistic heritage of our community. Through the design process for Market Creek Plaza, we learned that we come up with our best design ideas when community residents, artists, and architects work together. When we began designing the first new housing development in the village, we followed a similar process. Aside from designing the homes, we also designed the outside. So we designed public art, and we designed a pathway so that people could walk along the creek.
The thing I was excited about this process is that the community members were going to be part of the design process. I saw our role as collectively being architects and designers, and I was a facilitator.
Our team came up with the benches to have having them all a cultural theme.
Go in the creek and make it a ceramic project or some type of sustainable project.
We like the theme that deals with animals and the fluidity of the creek.
There were two themes that we learned in developing the Trolley residential plans or design. One of them was that the different culture groups felt very strongly that they wanted their cultures represented in the design. And secondly, they were very keen about having nature as part of a theme, especially the creek. In 2010, we began thinking about how to brand our village. Essentially, we had the challenge of deciding how we wanted to be known by the people that live here and the people that visit us. Based on all the work that had been done previously, the answer was pretty logical. We wanted to be known as a cultural village, a place that lifts up cultural traditions and celebrates the arts. And what excited us was that we were asked to bring artifacts and items from our culture to present and to show the other cultures that were there.
He makes a beautiful music. This is like a national symbolic of the musical instrument.
So this particular unit, because no matter how you turn it, it always looks this way and that.
So you decorate yourself. You put it like this. You know, especially for women, sometimes they put it backward, they put it this way.
The bells, of course, enhance the dance.
There you go.
We need to see, because I know I've been enlightened, about the beauty that is within the cultural diversity that exists. That even with the cultural diversity, there are still themes of human triumph and tragedy and overcoming those things. That's just beautiful to see. And we have to carry that on.
And when we do our work for cultural branding, it's going to be the basis of everything. It's part of that old saying that's something like, people don't care what you know until they know that you care, right? That you got, it's coming from the right place, right? So whatever good designs and good planning, good decisions that we make will come from the right place, because I know we've got, you know, the right people here to represent. So.
The symbol we're working with at the moment, it's 9 different textures, patterns, coming together to form this diamond.
The diamond that you have in the corner there, I really like that. I do too. I like the representation and the openness. It leaves it free and fun.
Is it possible if we can put like a global map, then just put it all around the other part of the world? Just
Take a picture of the building, take a picture of the finished product and insert that into the diamond.
Right? What are we going to call this place? For convenience, we've been calling it the Cultural Village at Market Creek. The name that's been there actually way before that was the Village at Market Creek, right? So we'll need to really hone down and decide.
We know we're a cultural village and we know we're a village. It was just more of the point is outsiders or anybody else coming, passerbyers or whatever you want to call them, we want them to know what we are and who we are.
A cultural village is something that is just more clear to me, and it's a destination. Go to a cultural village than just any village.
We want people to come and spend money. Sure. You know, so I feel like the cultural village may be a turnoff to some people, and I feel the village has a better concept and a better identification for people that are coming from outside of our area.
When I see something that says the village at Market Creek, I'm more apt to go there to check it out because I don't know what that village is about. If you put cultural village, okay, I know we're going to see different cultures there. But to me, I will be more curious.
That logo has not been finalized yet, but through the process of developing an identity for the village, we became clear that the arts could help draw visitors here. Those visitors, in turn, would shop at our businesses. If we do our work right, art can create economic strength for our community. In the past, we have worked on individual projects. Today, with the support of the National Endowment for the Arts, we have the opportunity to create an art and design plan for the entire village. This work will become a guide for the development work that takes place in the village for years to come. We get to shape the look and feel of San Diego's newest arts district. I'm so excited about the next phase in our work. We're gathering community residents to tell us what they want to see. Whether it's murals, sculptures, or performances, it will all have a place in our arts district.